Good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time it is. It's World Unity Week. Today's session from Planet Bless with the Leslie and Charles Show is about mindful blessisms. And I am richly blessed and privileged and grateful to be cooperating and collaborating radically every day with Leslie Shaw Riopel, the creative genius behind, underneath, in front of, within, and all around everything we co-create. Leslie, take it away.
Well, I am Leslie Riopel. I'm a creative writer and a coach, kind of a mindset coach. And also I teach psychology at the University of Cincinnati. So I've got my hands in many different areas. And we started BLESSisms, I think it was 2020. Is that correct? And Charles and I have been working together for many years on various projects. But the BLESSism kind of came out of the pandemic, where we were trying to come up with a way we could share resources and uplift people's mindsets with something very simple. And so we had the idea to create a blessing, which is just a mindful blessing sent from the heart, blessing full of love energy, every day of the year. And we ultimately created over 365, I know we have more than that, in 12 different themes to help people feel better about the situation they might be in, whether it's their health, their mindset, stress levels, even nurturing your spirit. We have something for pretty much everybody on there. And so we're continuing to share those. And we've got other things that we've created, courses that we've launched. We haven't really launched them officially with members yet, but we've got them all put together. And we've got books and all sorts of different things that we're dabbling in to try and continue our mission to help the world, help make the world a more loving place. And that's really, in a nutshell, kind of where we are. What do you think, Charles? Oh, you look much higher.
Well, yeah.
You're moving up and down. That's very comical.
Yeah, well, you've just got me so motivated. I'll go with that one. Well, yes, it started among ourselves, just having family members who were experiencing illness, crisis, relationship challenges, financial challenges. We said, well, we've got all this content. We are advocates of lifelong successful learning skills. So we just started sharing positive, uplifting things with one another, and then just started saying, well, why don't we try this? Why don't we try this? Why don't we try this? And it's evolved into 4 different podcast channels. I think now one was rated
right.
top 35 on mental health, which is a pretty important category. Mm-hmm. So we're continuing this collaborative morphogenetic process of attracting beautiful partners and other organizations and individuals who have positive, uplifting resources. And with World Unity Week and the focus on New Earth rising, boy, and the transformation of human consciousness just seems so much in alignment with that. So we're looking at a 99-day mission, although our mission is 365 days a year, and we're following John Raymer's advice to just be focused on radical collaboration. So we're looking for radical collaboration to find people like Patricia Wagner, has this amazing resource for living in heart-centered gratitude. I mean, that's the essence of it all. And Deborah Grant Perdue, who's all about gratitude and publishing. So we plan to come out of the 99 days with new enterprises, new benefit corporations that are about publishing, producing, coaching on, marketing, distributing, joint ventures, about awakening, heart-centered awakening. So the BLESSisms are the foundation for that. Later today, we'll talk about how they evolved into Earthism. So we kind of like to begin by walking through a little slide deck that shares the origin of the BLESSisms and how they began to evolve into these various initiatives that we're increasingly able to share. And we've had lots of organizations, they're more ready than we are, Unify. Tammy Scarlett said, "Send us what you got. Let's start sharing the good news." So hopefully by the end of the 99 days, we'll have enough of our products ready to go to be able to bless a much larger audience than Leslie and I and our friends and associates are able to reach. So if that's you, we can help you somehow. If you have some programs, publications, or resources that we can help you share more abundantly, richly, elegantly with the world, let us know. Okay, Leslie, you ready to bring it up?
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
find my Zoom screen again here.
That's the thing about Zoom and sharing screen.
Okay.
There you are.
Okay. So this is the, can you see that? Can you see the,
Yes, I had muted myself.
oh, okay. The creation of the BLESSism.
Should be a drum roll there somewhere.
And this is, mindful blessings to help create peace and unity for World Unity Week. And this is one of my favorite sayings. I remind myself when I get stressed, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. So that's one of my all-time favorite quotes. And so why did we create, I first had the idea and I do everything either all or nothing. I'm either going to create 365 of them or I'm going to create nothing. And there's a Leo Jacoby. Do you see that, Charles?
Yeah, got it. Welcome, Leo.
Yeah, welcome, Leo. We were just talking about why did we create BLESSisms? And it really started with a desire to bless all the struggles that we were currently going through and sharing those. And so they were born out of the struggle and out of necessity. And kind of like a phoenix rising from the ashes, we have always had a burning desire to make the world a better place. And we ask, how can we transform our struggles and our pain into our greatest blessings and joy? And that's really the origin of where all this started. Let's see. And we always say, become a blessivist. Blessivist is someone with a burning desire to transform life's painful lessons into infinite possibilities and BLESSisms. And again, this is our make your biggest struggle your greatest blessing. Something I'm always challenging myself to try and do. Do you want to do any of this, Charles?
I'll jump in. I started to jump in and say, that's me when you read the definition of a blessivist.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is, Oprah originally came up with this, make your wounds your wisdom. And I really love this because our program is all about turning angst into opportunities, confusion into clarity, disappointments and difficulties into acres of diamonds, failure into growth. Let us remind ourselves how diamonds are created with pressure, and otherwise the beautiful diamond would not exist, and how to turn obstacles into opportunities, and also through the use of mindfulness and meditation, which is what I specialize in.
Well, back up just a minute since you asked me to play. I was just thinking, we are products of our product. Every once in a while, when things get challenging, we go, let's take a look and see what we've set out to co-produce and share. So we discovered BLESSisms can help us, right? So,
right, absolutely.
Confusion and clarity, for sure. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, and this, I bought a book a couple years ago. It's probably been longer than that. And I was just so intrigued by the idea of blessing myself and the world around me. And I really challenged myself to see how far I could take it. And they really do help you shift your attitude away from negativity to finding things to be grateful for, even in a very difficult or challenging situation. So BLESSisms, I'm a psychology professor, so I like to get positive psychology in here wherever I can. It's a combination of mindfulness, positive psychology, and mindful blessings. And originally, we based it off the PERMA model, positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments. And so this is really all about acceptance and acknowledgement. When you're on a difficult path, just acknowledging that in a gentle way can help you move through circumstances in a much healthier way. And this practice, as Patricia knows, she works with heart-centered gratitude, can unleash tangible benefits throughout your entire life, not only in your daily interactions, but in your lifelong relationships. And these directly influence your experience and expression of peace and unity. So these, I had a question a while back. Do these blessings incorporate prayer or God? And absolutely they do. You can use these in whatever way you're comfortable with. A lot of people might pray with these, might meditate with these, might practice a visualization with these. So really it's, whatever you feel comfortable with. And it's really a transformational, successful living experience when you work with this kind of program. And really, they're blessings sent from the heart. When you connect with the energy of your heart through whether it's deep breathing or prayer or both, it can really help you move into the realm of infinite possibilities and gratitude. And again, it really helps you reflect on the positive things around you rather than anything that's negative. And they really help you take positivity, visualization, and mindfulness to a whole new level. And expanding that, they can also help you tune into your own inner peace, which reflects on the people around you, which then influences your surroundings, your community, and ultimately the whole planet.
Well, the deep synergy and appreciation we feel for Patricia and her whole crew at Living in Heart-Centered Gratitude was right there on that slide. I mean, we're family.
And really, it's all about personal and global transformation. The happier you and your family are, the happier they're going to be with the people around them they come in contact with today. And it's just going to expand from there like a stone thrown into a pond. So this is also, Charles is a big proponent of achieving your ultimate destiny and the Successful Living and University of Successful Living. And all of these help you create, overcome, endure, transform, love, and be greater than your suffering. And you can do that with love, peace, joy, harmony, and unity. You want to add anything about the ultimate destiny?
Well,
how it plays into this?
I think we'll get there because it's so resonant for many people with New Earth rising. Mother Earth's just fine, except for us. Once we get our consciousness, our conscious awareness, I was thinking about conversations that we had yesterday with Leo and Catherine Alexander. It's about perspective and the ethics of responsible Earth stewardship. So it'll come. Let's keep going.
So this shows you a snapshot. We didn't just create these kind of willy-nilly. We actually sat down and thought about the 6 key areas of health and well-being and mental health. And we came up with mental, physical. We have 3 months of BLESSisms for ultimate health and wellness, healing, and even body love, social, economic. We have 3 months of financial BLESSisms and opportunities and success, spiritual, and also earthisms with the planetary. So it really is an all-encompassing, you can see on the wheel there that we've kind of tried to incorporate everything, if you look at a pie chart for well-being. And this is my belief. If you want to heal the world, you have to first start by healing yourself. You're not going to help anyone if you've got some major issues and it's coloring everything that you do.
Well, I would say everyone on this call is aware of that by focusing on helping others, whether it's healing or whatever it might be, you're serving yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is, again, this shows how I think we have another slide that does it better than this one. These were our themes, and we're still using these themes. We have everything from mindful survival to love, to stress and anxiety, to earth stewardship, 3 months of healing for the mind and body, 3 months of abundance, successful living and optimism, and 2 months of spiritual, raising your consciousness, nurturing your spirit content. So these are just a few examples of some of the BLESSisms for love and mental health and well-being, which is January, February, and March. And these are a few examples from physical health and well-being. And again, we're not trying to claim that we're healing people. Absolutely not. This is a complementary program that could be used with, for instance, if you had cancer, right along with your medical treatment, whatever you're doing. So this can be absolutely used with any sort of treatment. And economic health, let's not forget that. It's really important. If we want to change the world and be great philanthropists, we really have to up our own game. And again, spiritual. We have over 2 months of content, 60 BLESSisms, just for conscious living, conscious creation, nurturing your spirit, connecting with your spirit self, that sort of thing. And so far we have 2 books on Amazon, Notes from the Heart Space, and these are the BLESSisms. The 90-Day Journey to Wholeness is the January, February, and March. And the Notes from the Heart Space, Journey to Richness, is all the content from August, September, and October. And I'm still working on the wellness one.
And there's a series on Angel Speaks, similarly repurposing our content,
Yeah.
regeneration, just bringing content like fertilizer into the place.
Yeah.
Best blessed is part of our model. So it's kind of curious there. Yes, Patricia, we're honored to have you here and looking forward to radical collaboration. So strap your seatbelt.
Yeah, I am not a graphic designer, so anything I've done can certainly always be changed design-wise.
Well, we've
dabbled in it.
We've dabbled in it. We are part of a group of individuals that generated thousands of pages of intellectual property. Some of us turned down $20 million from a billionaire a few years ago for this content because our focus is not about making money or getting rich. It's about fulfilling our destiny of being showering blessings everywhere. One of the daily devotionals I read is God Calling, and it starts in January. How many lives can you bless this year? Every day it's about how can you be a blessing, even if it's just one person. It's a blessing to be a blessing to the onesies and twosies, right? So
yeah,
these initiatives and this collaborative connections with people like Leo and Stanley and Humanity Rising and Patricia in particular and Deborah Grant, it's about coming together for what Julie would say is the good of the whole. We bless ourselves by blessing the whole. So going if you can. So here's a good one. Touching in.
Yeah, this is the Earthisms. Yeah, we thought, why not?
Yeah, this was
Let's bless the earth.
A year ago. It's like we had just some regular blessings. Like, wait a minute, we're part of Earth Week, not Earth Day, and why not just make it a month? And like the BLESSisms, they originally the ABCs or the alphabet of BLESSisms. So the first 26 are based on the letters of the alphabet. And after that, we had to get creative to fill up the rest of the numbers of days in a month. Go ahead, Leslie.
And our websites, planetbless.org, mindfullyblessed.com, and of course, mindfulsuccessfulliving.com, which is our Podia site. We can jump to that. And this has a few of our courses that we've launched, but we really haven't, we haven't done any live classes with this. We're still kind of perfecting it, but this is Conscious Success, just helping people learn positive development, helping people flourish and learn successful living skills, and in terms of mindfulness and the success. Oh, you don't see it?
Are we supposed to be seeing the site?
Oh, yeah.
Zoom kind of makes you think you've gone somewhere.
Here we are.
Yeah.
So this is our Conscious Success course, and it's pretty involved. It's helping you develop a conscious, sustainable model for success, a successful mindset, break free from limiting beliefs, plan your work and work your plan. And really, it's all about what is your highest and best purpose, and how can you positively differentiate yourself from others and make an impact on the world. And we also have a course called Reset, which is more about resetting your mindset with mindfulness. And we have a Hopenness course. And again, none of these, they're all finished, but we haven't done any live sessions with these yet.
They're available, and they are part of what we bring to the collaborative table. This is one of my favorite ones, because we were on a multiple part training program with Meg Wheatley, who kept speaking against hope. The problems don't have hope. And I went and bought hopenness.com during that call and sent Meg a little thank you note, because everything she said was counter to our orientation of being around positive, uplifting people and organizations and resources. I hope after you scroll through the rest of the courses, you go back to the homepage for that particular site.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the best overarching presentation of our treasures, our intellectual properties, but also the purpose: facilitating individual, organizational, community empowerment, and I would say enlightened, while fostering personal and planetary sustainability, steward airship, with mindfulness, meditation, gratitude, and successful living skills. And steward airship, which is one of the first 17 hold-on projects, is basically spirit, service, stewardship, and conscious sustainable living. So just like the article that I published earlier today, it's like, here are a lot of resources which might be helpful to you, and what do you have that's similar that would be supplemental or an augmentation of this that we can collaborate radically on. Go ahead, Lynn.
So we have, can you see Mindfully Blessed?
Yes.
Yeah, this is where all the BLESSisms are, along with a bunch of other different things we won't go into now. But that is the Mindfully Blessed site. Planet Blessed, which is an older site. We haven't done a whole lot, but it still has some really rich information and a lot of really fun cards we've created and other projects that we've done along the way.
Well, again, repurposing. We just started repurposing our own content. We went from to the card deck to various card decks to a card deck,
right?
Book, paperback books, and then the courses, and it's just fun all the way along.
And this is Ultimate University for Successful Living. And this is very rich, has all the 12 different colleges, as you see here. So there's a lot of rich information on this site alone.
Well,
want to add anything for this?
Yeah, scroll down just a little bit, maybe just pick on one of the courses, and I'll talk about how this came about. We published a quiz on the internet years ago asking people to describe or define what's ultimate destiny mean to you. Who are some examples of people that you would say are fulfilling their ultimate destiny? What are some programs, publications, resources, courses, scroll down a little bit more, that you believe could help people fulfill more of their ultimate destiny? So 10 of these topics or colleges came from the answers to that quiz. And we've been developing this content for quite some time. We have 6 combined total co-owners of the copyright now. In fact, we hired Leslie to write articles to help market that content. And she was so extraordinary. She's now a co-owner of a couple of companies and co-owner of massive content. The 2 topics that we added to what the universe brought forth were 2 titles that I believe everyone on this call will resonate with. Making a Difference and Leaving a Legacy, and Conscious Sustainable Living. So that completed the 12 universities, and what we've developed over the last 15 years is proof of concept for the local Center for Successful Living in whatever community, by whatever language and terminology works for that community, offering whatever content they feel is relevant and timely for them, and whatever modality is appropriate for them, is part of an international infrastructure for helping as many as 8 billion of our brothers and sisters awaken to our true identity, to realize more of our inherent individual and collective purpose as caretakers of Mother Earth, and to fulfill our ultimate destiny. So that's kind of a little bit of the background between how all of these components have come forth. I don't claim to take credit or ownership for any of them. I'm just richly blessed to be a co-steward. So when John Raymer started talking about radical collaboration, how could you get any more radical? So thank you, Leslie, for taking a little dance through just some of maybe 100 websites, 100 social media accounts in various stages of development. But speak briefly about the podcast, because that's relatively new.
Yeah, we have 4 different podcast shows, and I call it the Gratitude 365 Podcast Network. We have Mindful Gratitude. We have Abundance Mindset. A lot of these have 30-minute meditations. The Gratitude Project is 365 short blessing practices for every day of the year. And those are really fun. And Sleep Skates. And those are sleep meditations. And I also have Shift Your Mindset, which is not on here. It's still kind of a new show, and I haven't put it on here. But we have over 400 episodes. We have almost 24,000 downloads since it started, I guess, a year ago. So we're making progress. I'm pretty proud of that with no financial support, just he and I bootstrapping our way through all this craziness.
And 3 of those 4 podcasts were in the top 100 of that particular, I forget the name of the rating service.
Yeah. And the magazines, I don't want to forget about the magazines. We've created digital magazines, Mindful Successful Living Guide for Blessing the Mess. And we have issues of that available. You can just click on this and you go right to the actual guide, and they're beautiful. They have a little introduction. They've got and then we've got this one has a mindfulness exercise and a blessism. And so that's a pretty rich combination.
For every day. So we're producing
Right.
2 digital magazines every month since January 2022. And we haven't marketed them yet. We're building this infrastructure seeking to attract the divinely appointed radical leaders whose hearts are pure and whose desires are about maybe Bucky Fuller's vision, betterment for 100%, of humanity and Mother Earth. The crap guides are really kind of fun. We got a card deck based on those first 53 mindfulness exercises, and Bless the Mess that we published in, I think, of August 2020. And crap was something that came to mind. It was like, you've gone to the new improved version, but it was
Coping resourcefully with
coping
aggravating.
more resourcefully with aggravating and annoying people, places, and problems during COVID. You know, is it sitting in the doctor's office trying to find out if you're positive, or sitting in the DMV trying to get your driver's license, or stuck in traffic? So the little flip book is still one of my favorite publications. My cardiologist who saved my life has one of the only 4 proof editions that we have of that so far, but pretty soon we'll order it 10,000 copies at a time, and our cost will drop from $20 a piece to 88 cents, and we'll share them with millions of people around the world.
Yeah, and we have now it's living with courage, resilience, awareness, and presence. And we've got other books we have published: the Bless the Mess Journal, the $7 million partnerships with the Census Bureau, that's been published. This one has not been published, but we have it in the works. These 2 have been published: Harmonious Attraction and Motivision.
I'll scroll up a little again, repurposing content. That harmonious attraction is based on one of the classic, a 1914 classic by F.W. Sears on how to attract success. And it was one of the most powerful courses that I've ever experienced. And it was public domain. Actually, I learned about it because someone else had repurposed it. And we have so much information to that content, how to attract success. We could actually publish a book just with the content that we've added to that publication. Those are still digital. We have not yet taken them into print. If you scroll back up to Bless the Mess, it's a beautiful, fun color book, but we don't even have any of the color showing in a way that it's apparent to a visitor on Amazon. And we've been meaning to get to that on our priority list for only about, 18 months. There. And the census book was called Back End to Help Civil Service with the 2020 census. And I saw a lot of opportunities for populations that were traditionally undercounted, that were served by the kind of organizations that I've been developing for over 50 years: community development corporations, community action agencies, United Way agencies. So it was a book to help jumpstart the organizations that serve those who are presently unhoused, and the youth, and the individuals with various disabilities and needs. It's like we're acres of diamonds in the rough. In fact, we have acresofdiamondsintherough.com that shows a whole lot more of the resources that are available for radical collaboration. So bless those of you who are here in person, and those who come later to watch this recording of this little introduction to Mindful BLESSisms.
Yeah, there's the little small guide, the Ultimate Mindful Survival Guide. And then we also have the Survival Guide for Managing PTSD.
With cards and the book.
Yeah.
It's all ready to go. It's like, instead of selling out to traditional publishers, the website that Leslie touched upon, our vision is to invite you to help co-create something somewhat like Hay House, but you can own a piece of it, and it'll have an affiliated nonprofit organization, and it'll have a affiliated benefit corporation, and its primary purpose is going to be New Earth rising, one individual at a time, one organization at a time, one community at a time, or all together, whichever comes first.
Yeah, we also have a YouTube channel, the daily newsletter. I think that is pretty much, go back to the home page. So we've done a lot of work just with ourselves. I also have a personal website that anybody can go to for any creative writing or coaching. And I've also created a little mini course called Fail Forward. So, we've done a lot.
You've given me an idea. If you can go back, let's go find Shannon Peck. We have Patricia Wagner is one of our biggest fans. We just have such a deep sense of resonance with Patricia and her husband and her whole team and community. But Shannon Peck, I've been working with for about 22 years, met him at what is now CEO Space. And
Oh,
she
here we go.
just loves our stuff. She's our biggest fan. Maybe we just pick one of those. I'll pick the short one. You two are killing it. Oh my God, I get to study these every day. Your vibration is so powerful and high with wisdom, love, and principles. What an honor to be associated with what you two are doing and being. Your BLESSisms are deep, practical, and angelic. Feeling the love in them and in every email. There are not enough teachings giving attention to negative emotions, and this is the mother lode teaching. Just loved it. Congratulations on the immense realizations, inspirations, and depth of your gifts. Wow, keep it coming forever. It's reaching all corners of the earth, entire universe. I feel it. This is your big work now being realized. So happy for you both. Perfect timing. So Shannon and Scott Peck created the Love Center about 25 years ago in Solana Beach, California. They created the Love Master Program. It was a multiple week training program that I was privileged to go through the first class. They subsequently evolved that into becoming a Peace Master program. They have repurposed all of that in 5 videos with deliverables, PDF documents on thelovecenter.com that they give away to the world for free. You want to take the other Shannon Peck? Let's honor her. You want to read that one, Leslie?
That's a pretty long one.
I know, but it's good. And we're here. We got time.
Okay. I'm blown away by the exquisite elegance, simplicity, and sheer beauty of your magazine. Dare I say it's by far one of the most beautiful magazines I've ever seen, and one which I'd prefer to dive in and read into above any other. No joke. You two must have sheer wizardry in you. Not only a clean, uncluttered layout, but great captions. Makes me want to stop and read everything. It's really stimulating the way you have great captioned headlines, continually appearing with soothing, enlivening, purposeful pictures accompanying every page. Gives us an uplifting feeling. It's an easy, healing read because it's not cluttered, plenty of white space, my fave. I'm impressed with the total professionalism you two have as gifted publishers, not to mention the content. Loaded with wisdom and empowerment. This must be a dream come true for you. Congratulations. All your tremendous work and devotion is really showing up in a product which is a fantastic gift to all those on the spiritual, mindful, loving, environmental path. The advice is solid, concrete, and grounding, regardless of what level of advancement the reader happens to be. Gives a tremendous boost and accompaniment, which will have wide appeal to all ages and for all time.
Well, and Scott and Shannon have published several dozen books, including the 50 Love Skills You Were Never Taught, which is available on their website as well. So I was with them recently, and we'll be with them again in a couple of weeks. And they asked me, how much time you can stop screen sharing now.
Okay.
How long have you and Leslie been working together? How much time have you spent together? I said, well, we've been working together for lifetimes, a few years, and
Yeah.
of time together. It was like 2.5 days, right? Were we in San Diego?
That's true. We've been working together over 10 years.
So we haven't quite gotten that. We don't have our little corporate island somewhere.
Right.
Invite all of you to come and experience this creative process, radically collaborative in the Caribbean somewhere. But
I would say lifetimes is probably accurate. Yeah.
yeah, it certainly feels like it. I live in that world. I live in that time. So, well, let's see what we have in the chat. See a couple of comments down there. We have a couple of our favorite people in the world here. Oh my God, this is phenomenal, amazingly productive. You two coming from Patricia. And yes, Leo, God classing, God, and yet another intellectual property. And you have what? 30,000, 40,000 copies of books are out somewhere that we need to be repurposing and sharing with the world, Mr.
Oh,
Lee?
you look great.
Look, that's Patricia.
Oh my gosh.
Now my heart is singing. Right.
My lipstick on.
Awesome. Well,
Fantastic.
how about sharing a couple of positive words while you're on camera?
You all are phenomenal. I had no idea the expansiveness of the products that you have already produced. And I am so enamored with both of you and what you have achieved. I can't wait to dive into more of your material and hopefully share as much as possible as you can share with our Living in Heart Centered Gratitude community. They would love it. Love it. And, you know, we're doing a conversational book study right now. And I was wondering with one of your courses, maybe we could do something like that and presenting it to our members as well sometime. Yeah.
We would be happy to offer anything we have collaboratively to your community, because your community is our community, right? Patricia
Absolutely.
offered to help us in some ways that, we just didn't have time to say yes, thank you. So, I live in the world if the right people show up, and sometimes if no one shows up, but it's still perfect because of what you're able to do. And having you and Leo, it just makes my heart sing. I'd much rather be with two individuals like the two of you than 10,000 people who are just trying to get something and trying to sell something, or just, thank you for being here. You've made my day. Thank you. Leo, what would you like to share?
I feel like I'm in Rome at the Trevi Fountain. I don't know if I should throw 1, 2, or 3 coins over my shoulder, but you're just, all of your products is just like a fountain is just gushing over. And I came
Lovely
because
analogy.
I came because of your smile, Charles. It's always ready to emote, and like the Mona Lisa, it's sort of a permanent smile that's always implicit in your face. So thank you for the wonderful positive products. I just was starting a course on principles of management. The assignment is Dale Carnegie and Stephen Covey talk about repackaging good stuff. So, if the stuff is good, you can repackage it, and you do that so splendidly. I recall when you first showed me your magazines, and I would ditto everything that Shannon Peck said about the graphic beauty of those journals and everything you do. So thank you.
Well, I invite you to, both of you, to take a little time. Please give us a review. You know how valuable reviews are. And the depth and breadth is kind of overwhelming for most people, right? Leo, I just want to touch upon what you said. I have a spiritual mastermind, and Dale Carnegie is among it. I was privileged to take the Dale Carnegie course, and one of the took me out of my shell, believe it or not. I used to live in a shell before Dale Carnegie. But it's about people like that who left a legacy. And those are my role models. Those are the entities that I look to as an example of service, of purpose, of positive, meaningful impact. So I thank you for bringing those up. And if we can ever be of any service to you, and to your inventory, to your library, we're family. So like I said, Leslie and I weren't even sure if we were going to do this because we have so many things going on. And I think I'm really grateful that the two of you are here to witness our rediscovery. It's like it's been a while since Leslie and I visited this part of planet. To see, it's like when she brought up a couple of those slides, it's like I'm thinking about Unify, Miranda, and Tammy asking us to deliver content, and Adam Apollo asking us, and we just haven't had the bandwidth because our focus is about following what spirit or heart is guiding us to be of service that day, instead of shutting everything down just to get something ready to sell. But this is beyond anything I've ever experienced, and I've been in the successful living field for decades. So, yeah,
Charles, we're either brilliant or nuts.
yeah. Well,
Like
how about
two ends to that.
Probably a little bit of both, and I do.
Yeah.
Confession, Leo, of my responsibilities with Tamsin being part of Build, and with Harry Avigity being part of Brand Earth, and being one of the first 17 Hold On projects to help repurpose John Cobb products and Earthisms, and to bring forth the Earthism Commission and the Earthwise Constitution we're part of, and being one of 34 partners with David Gershon, Peace on Earth 2030. I haven't been smiling so much the last 2 or 3 days. I've been thinking about, yes, I generally have to say I'm overwhelmed and I'm overcommitted and underdelivered because it's so hard to say no to positive things. But lately I've been on the edge of whelm, not overwhelmed, but I'm grateful to have gotten past yesterday. We now have all the cats herded and we have the programs lined up. They will eventually be published on World Unity Week, and I will take a vacation next week.
Good job on everything you're doing. Yeah.
And this was as rich as a vacation to me. And I got to share with you, it's like David Gershon does not know yet what we're doing. John Cobb does, but Ben Bowler doesn't. And I care more about how you, Patricia, and how you, Leo, appreciate love us and honor us the way we honor you than any of those people. Right? So that's why it is so perfect and so delicious that here we are at the Sacred Floor.
And you delivered with as much enthusiasm if there were 1,000 in the audience. You gave it your all to the 4 of us.
Well, the best program, we got the time, so I'm going to jump into the best program I ever gave. They expected 150 people. It was the national convention of the Community Development Society. And at the last minute, some famous person from Scotland came in, and only one person showed up in my room, set for 150 people. And it turned out that he was the founder and the president of the International Community Development Society. And we had a fabulous one-on-one conversation. And he invited me to join him for lunch the next day. And I showed up at a lunch at a restaurant and he was not there. And they did not know 12 people at the table who I was or why I was there.
Oh my gosh.
Polite, and they assumed that maybe I belonged. He came in a few minutes late, and the state chairman turned to introduce us. And he said, "Oh, I spent the most fabulous, amazing hour of my life with Charlie yesterday." And I became the president-elect of the Illinois chapter of the Community Development Society that day because one person showed up. If the audience that was intended had showed up, that never would have happened. So that's Planet Blessed. And we are blessed because you're here.
And I thank you too for letting us do our song and dance and our little tap dance.
Well, I would say better than that to have danced with us and to put on lipstick. I took a shower too. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to have time to do that. Life is good. I love my life. I love my life. So, Patricia, I have offered to make you an admin. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. I have over 100 social media accounts, but if there's any way that we can be of service to anyone in your world, it's an honor. It's a privilege. Just let me know how. Well, we're probably wrapping up. I'm going to check these messages and see if there are any other dazzling things. Love it, love it, love it. Whatever the reasons it works.
You're up for another session at the top of the hour. Is that similar to this?
We're going to take an hour break and come back and do the Earth. And that's a little bit more on the John Cobb. He's credited with coining the word. So yeah, it'll be as radical, but there's no mandatory requirement for you to show up. It's always a blessing. Clients, that's part of my world too. We got to talk about that one. Been there, done that. Unity, Edgar Casey and Ruth Grant when I was 16 years old, and became part of the Association of Unity Churches. And then lifetime member in INTA, like you, I mentioned. So, well, if there's anyone here who would like to just close us out with a blessing or anything that you're inspired to share. Tricia, do you have something you'd like to share, or Leo?
I'd like to invite anyone watching to also join our Living in Heart Center Gratitude Facebook group. Charles and I thank you for posting all the time. And Leslie, the material that you share through all the different venues is just amazing. The words, you are a wordsmith, a master wordsmith.
Thank
And
you.
it's an energy field that you create through your words. And Charles, without you bringing it out, oh my goodness, it just would remain hidden. So thank you both. Yeah. And nice to meet you, Leo.
Thank you. Please put the link to your Facebook group and anything else, your website in the chat, because people are going to come here. People will come. Put it in there. Leo, would you like to offer anything? Do we wind down?
No, just my thanks, Charles and Leslie. Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you.
our best. Are those grandchildren that you have in your background? I mean, okay, let's get some presidential tabs going there, They're the future. I always love feeling their energy when you're with us. All right, Madam Leslie, you are the creative genius. Close us out, Your Highness.
All right. Bless everyone with love, kindness, and gratitude, and wish everyone a blessed day.
Thank you, Leslie.
All right.
Bye, all. See you at World Unity Week. Love you deep, Doc Childers says.